He was marrying girls at young ages and marrying them off to older men. He had a whole thing going on out there. And he's now in jail. And one of his daughters, who broke free, is now speaking publicly about her experience of growing up with the cult leader. And she was on Megyn Kelly the other day. And she says that the sexual abuse that her father meted out to her started when she was 8. And so here's some of the stuff she says. She had no contact with the outside world, 1-5.
You weren't allowed to have a lot of contact with sort of the outside world, right?
No, yeah, we were taught they were very wicked.
Wicked. And so if you broke a leg, what would you do? Could you go to the hospital?
If father said, a broken bone generally, but for the most part, if we got sick at all, no, we didn't go to the doctor or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And no music, no Madonna, none of that?
No, just music we made ourselves. Mm-hmm. That was all that was allowed.
So he was the cult leader?
Yeah, and she was his actual daughter, biological daughter. Now she talks about sexual abuse, 1-6.
There came a time when you were 8 years old when your relationship with him changed. He called you into his office. What happened?
His office?
Very shockingly, father started abusing me sexually. First presenting what a man looked like, and then to me as a child, and then he started sexually abusing me as a young child, and it was so against his teachings, so against what he had taught us. I didn't even know what to think, and I just felt terrible. I didn't know why he was doing it.
How'd she get away?
She, I think, was I guess on an errand or something, and the dad, I think, was already in prison.
Uh-huh.
And so maybe things were a little looser, and she managed to get herself out of there. So maybe things were a little looser, and she managed to get herself out of there.
I get the impression there aren't a lot of happy cult stories.
No, apparently not.
No.
But one of them started out sounding like, well, this is kind of sweet, because he would take her to a bookstore and take her to the children's section.
No.
1-7.
And then it goes horribly wrong, I'm sure.
I understand he would take you into bookstores and show you pornography?
Yes. Yeah, as a very young child, he'd take me in there, and he'd either sit me in the children's section and then bring a book over and force me to look at pictures of...
How old is she now?
She's in her 30s.
Oh.
Yeah, pornography.
So you can tell that she was...
Traumatized.
Very much so, and still talks like a little girl, and she still refers to him as father. This guy that
Fred
did all these horrible things.
I want you to refer to me as father.
Okay, Father.
Yeah. Trying to start my own cult, and I figure who's more susceptible than Fred?
Yes, Father.
Yeah. How creepy. Father.
And she says he's still running the cult from prison. He has a very strong hold over the people.
Our producer Gary wants to get on the show, Robin, and talk about breakfast just arrived.
Okay. He has a very strong hold over the people.
Our producer Gary wants to get on the show, Robin, and talk about breakfast just arrived.
Okay.
You can give him a second to get his own thing out. Yes, Gary.
Hello. My salmon and eggs just arrived.
Yeah. So you're eating now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just telling Ben Bardo, Mike Perlman, and Derek Jones. Real quick, for the younger staff. When Gary Busey was there in 2001, he was really aggressive. You had to get him off of Robin.
Right.
And it's so funny when he asked about the blurb in your book and his book. I thought the interview was going to turn for the worse, and he was going to get aggressive with you again. Hold on. You want to talk to John Hart?
Sure.
Okay, here he is. Good morning, everybody. It's another live wrap-up show for a Tuesday. 888-STERN-100. I'm John Hine. As always, seated to my right, executive producer Gary Delabate. Hello. And the Emperor.